Happy Friday, everybody. It is time for another chamber check-in from your friends here at the Boise Metro Chamber, the only five-star accredited chamber in the state of Idaho. And today I have Major Thomas Stombaugh. He is the Boise Corps officer and Treasure Valley coordinator for the Salvation Army of Boise. Hi, Major Tom.
Hello.
And I also have Development Director for the Salvation Army of Boise, Lindsay Klein, with us today. Hi, Lindsay.
Hi.
Hey, thanks for carving out some time with me today. We all know that the Salvation Army is doing the most good in the communities that they serve, and I'm privileged and honored to be able to help share the message and some of the services that you offer this community. So, but I want you to know that the timing of this call is perfect as well, since we're heading into, some of the biggest holiday of the year. But let everybody know that giving is all year, and it's important to be thinking of our communities and people in need the whole year long. And today we'll get to hear a little bit more about that as well. And we can't do this series without the help of our sponsor. And Major Tom and Lindsay, it's Delta Dental of Idaho. And I know both of you know that they're the best-in-class dental insurance provider here in the state of Idaho. And they've been doing that for us for over half a century. And with that, I'm going to share a fun video from their Tooth Truth series. Here we go.
Did you know that teeth are the hardest substance in the human body? I did.
We got to take care of our teeth, right? Numero uno.
Yep.
So, Major Tom, let's start out with you. Help remind us again how long the Salvation Army has been an organization, and then in the Treasure Valley, how long has the Salvation Army been in our community?
Yeah, well, Salvation Army is over 150 years old now, and started in London, England, by William and Catherine Booth, and they saw the need of people living under the London Bridge at the time. That wasn't in Lake Havasu at that time, and saw that their need was the lost souls of those who were forgotten about or marginalized, and so they found their mission, and here we are 150 years ago, and 50 years strong in over 132 countries around the world, serving in Ukraine and everywhere else that we could think of right now. And so those Salvation Armies are running and helping the best they can under these conditions. So so we're excited to be part of that family and that lineage to carry on the work here in Boise. And we've been in the Treasure Valley
since 1887.
1887. So we've been, the Salvation Army's been in Idaho longer than it's been a state. So we're glad that we could be a partner here and serve that many people over the years.
And Lindsay, tell us and help remind me and the listeners some of the services that the Salvation Army Boise offers, some things we'd be familiar with, and then some things that we may not know about.
Yeah, so here at the Salvation Army in Boise, we have a lot of services. We're so much more than the red kettles that you see out at this time of year. Our biggest offering to the community is we have a drive-through food pantry for anybody in Ada County to come and utilize. If you are experiencing some sort of food insecurity, you can drive through, pick up a food box, and it should last you, around 30 days and, hopefully help fill that gap. We have energy assistance. So we have a program called Project Share that we partner with in conjunction with Intermountain Gas and Idaho Power. So if you still get your paper bills and you see that little heart that says Project Share on the back of it, asking for a donation, that funding is used to help folks, low-income seniors, low-income families, keep their heat on. And so the Salvation Army administers that program for the community. not here, but Treasure Valley wide and throughout Southern Idaho. Is Project Share is administered by the Salvation Army. We have our legacy program called the Booth Program for Young Parents. We've been supporting pregnant and parenting teens for over 102 years now. We work closely with Cardinal Academy Public Charter School as they provide the high school education component. We partner with New Horizon Child Care Academy. They have their on-site childcare here where our students utilize that portion of it. And then the Salvation Army not only houses both of those programs, but we also provide wraparound services that are so critical for that pregnant and parenting teen population. So we offer counseling. We have our incentive stores so they can earn points to purchase diapers and wipes and bottles and blankets, anything baby related. They can earn points by coming to school and utilizing those programs points for. We provide prenatal education and parenting education. And then we also offer a resiliency class, which we might know as life skills. And we talk about everything from wills to guardianship to how to file your taxes. We talk a lot about healthy relationships and communication because those are the foundation points throughout life that's not only applicable to parenting, but also as you enter out into that workforce. We also, we show you how to check the air in your tires and how to check the oil, like applicable life skills, like real tangible life skills. We talk about financial literacy. Our students are faced with growing up overnight. So sometimes we jokingly say it's a resiliency class to build their skills, but it's also kind of adulthood 101. So we try to make it real and applicable for those people. And my shameless plug here is we rely on the support of the community to help provide those classes. So we currently work with over 19 community partners, and we'd love to be interested in exploring more life skill topics for our students.
That's awesome. Wow, Lindsay,
Yeah.
That is quite a great list of services that you offer. And I know it's just scratching the surface because
it is. We have a case management program called Pathways of Hope. We walk alongside a family who's been living inside of generational poverty. They've got kiddos, and so those kiddos are growing up in generational poverty, and we're working with those families that really want to get out of poverty. And so we'll walk alongside a family for up to 18 months, and we help them set goals. We help them meet goals. We have incentives for them as they walk along. If a family needs, a short-term training program to help increase wages, we can explore those options. If they need a new set of tools to get that, hand up and earn a little bit more, maybe they just need some coaching on how to ask their supervisor for a raise, to help their earning potential. Every family is different. And so there's no cookie cutter form for that program of a case plan because every family is so different and their needs are so individualized that we have a great social worker that'll create a plan specific to that family to help them break that cycle of poverty, not just for them, but for their children and hopefully for generations to come to get out of that cycle of poverty. In addition to that program, we have a program called Getting Ahead in a Getting By World. It's a 13-week kitchen table style conversation that we have with folks who are living inside poverty. And we have a discussion of, what's the culture of poverty? What's the culture of middle class? Are there hidden rules? Are there hidden languages? How are they differ? How do you break out of poverty and into middle class? It just doesn't happen overnight. We talk about budgeting. There's a lot of influences that go into both, the middle class and into the class of poverty. So we have that conversation. And the big thing about folks living in poverty is they don't have the ability to dream. They have a very fixed, fated mindset of this is my life. This is what I'm giving. These are my cards that I'm dealt. And the amazing thing about this class is we allow them to dream. So we ask them, what does your future story look like, and how are we going to get you there? And so that happens over a course of 13 weeks, and it's a lot of hard work, and they do it. And we've seen amazing outcomes from that program.
Lindsay, how true is that thoughts become reality?
Yes.
And if you can change a mindset or help elevate a mindset, that is the first step, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah. And then a new addition to the Salvation Army that we are very excited to talk about is when we moved into our new facility in 2019, we built this building with a gymnasium. So we have recreational opportunities that's offered by the Salvation Army for the first time ever in the history of 135 years. And we cannot be more excited about that. And we are this little hidden gym in the community. It's available for the community to come in and use. We have open gym times. We've got open gym on Sunday mornings for pickup basketball. We've got open gym times on Wednesdays for volleyball. It's amazing to see the community come in and utilize this space. We've hosted weddings in our gym for space. It's really fun to see the community come in and use it. And the thing that I am really excited about is that we just launched our Troops and Soldiers basketball program. It's a club basketball league, and it's aimed for that lower to middle income class of kids who don't have that opportunity to play at that elite club level because their parents just simply can't afford it. So we have a club team now called Soldiers, and we've got 4 teams, and it's around middle school aged kiddos, 6th and 7th, and some 8th and 9th grade kiddos. So we've got 4 teams. We've got 2 girls teams and 2 boys teams, and we are beyond excited to launch that. If we have a kiddo that maybe doesn't have the experience of playing on a team, we have a program called Troops, where it allows kids to build on those skills or to gain the foundational skills. And then when we have tryouts in October, they have the opportunity to try out for the team in October. So it's really exciting to be able to provide quality, high-class coaching to kids that may be priced out otherwise. So we're really excited about that program.
Well, there's something to be said about athletics and getting the blood flowing and how that moves those toxins through the body and helps create a platform for a correct mindset. And I think that's so important. I love what you all are doing. Thank you for sharing that, Lindsay. I can tell that you're passionate about these programs and services. Now, Major Tom, what do you think, shifting gears a little bit, what are you seeing as the maybe a new need in the community with these rising gas prices and kind of inflation up and maybe the incomes haven't risen yet with the inflation? Tell me what you're seeing out there.
Well, I mean, the last year and a half has been a real new chapter for us, I think, in terms of the clientele that we're serving. We've seen an uptick of 200 to 300 new families a month coming to the Salvation Army that never been here before. And most of them are working families. These are moms and dads who have jobs, and they're just trying to come in and look at a food box or maybe energy assistance or something like that to help them get over this next hump till next payday or whatever. Because rent is hitting them. If you've gone to the grocery shopping, you know that the food, your food bill's gone up. And so everything else has gone up. Childcare has gone up. Medical expenses, everything is just on the rise. And so a lot of the families we're working with, their income is just not matching up to, the cost of living. So they turn to places like the Salvation Army, and we're able to provide some of those services. And we've had a new need or new request. We get calls daily for people asking for gas vouchers to help them get to work and back, or and those kind of things. And so we don't have that funding yet, but we are working hard at it to find a partner that'll help come alongside, and we can administer some kind of voucher system and help families get to working back. And hopefully that's the next phase. And so that's what we're seeing now.
Wow. And just to try and keep people in their homes, right?
Yep. That's it. They don't want to be on the street. They don't want to be, and a lot of people we're working with, like for the holidays, a lot of people that we talked with, they may have taken an angel tree tag off a tree, maybe a year ago or 2 years ago, and purchased a toy for a kid in need, and now they're on the receiving end of it. And so this is why we're seeing that working family component, and we're seeing nurses, and we're seeing all kinds of professionals that, like we just said, during COVID, they were our heroes. We touted the nurses and doctors as heroes, and now they're on the receiving end of a bad economy. And so the Salvation Army, if we could be there to help them get over this so that they can continue serving the public the way they do as nurses and whatever. And so we're glad to provide that service for them.
I love it. How is recruitment of new volunteers, new advisory board members? Tell me a little bit about that future scope of maybe that next 2 to 5 years of Salvation Army Boise.
Yeah, so we're right now in the plan of doing a strategic plan for the next 3 to 5 years. Now that we have our building here that's open here on Emerald, and we have a property next to us that is going to be developed to be phase 2, which will be our food bank and storage, as well as distribution center for all of our, Christmas and different holiday events that we do. And so basically what an advisory board is, it's a volunteer people, businessmen and women in the community from various levels, different places, different professions that are part of our advisory board to help steer the work of the Salvation Army in their community. And we tell our board members, this is your Salvation Army. So people like me, officers, we get moved around, but it's the employees and the advisory board that are local to help steer the work of the Salvation Army to have a lasting impact. And so as an advisory board member, it's a different kind of volunteer in that we ask for time for their professional, to help, bring a professional piece to our advisory board, as well as maybe a fundraising piece or a program piece, whatever it might be that they're whatever, industry they're coming from. And then help steer that work. Roll up your sleeves, come fill food boxes, come distribute. So if you're on our advisory board, we don't want you to sit there like in a board of directors. There's time for that to come in and have our meetings, but there's also time, and a lot of our board members do this already. They know there's time to roll up your sleeves and distribute the toys or build the food box or whatever it might be. So we're asking for advisory board members that are interested in working, as well as lending their expertise and pushing the Army forward.
Oh, that's awesome. So anybody who's listening, please share that the Salvation Army is looking to expand its network and get some new business professionals involved that may not know the breadth of services that the Salvation Army Boise offers, and how to make a true impact and get to see tangible evidence of the work too. I love that. Lindsay, for the last few minutes we have, I want you to tell us about the new campaign this year called Love Beyond. And then let's dive into Red Kettle. Tell us where and how and what's going on this year.
Yeah, so over the course of the last 12 months, the Salvation Army has been with the theme of loving beyond the current needs, like help us love beyond inflation, help us love beyond the hustle and bustle of life, help us love beyond, fill in the blank, help us love beyond poverty. There's so much need, and this is the season of giving. Christmas time is when everyone has giving on their mind and helping those that need it the most. And The need goes beyond, November and December and Christmas, the Christmas time area. So it's just a reminder that the Salvation Army is here far more than just the winter holiday season. We're here serving in our community 12 months out of the year, and the need extends beyond. And so we have our Red Kettle campaign right now. It's out in front of your grocery stores either this week and next week, and the following. We ring bells all the way up through December 24th. So if you see that red pot, your change helps us create change. So we're moving toward, like, a lot of us are cashless. So if you want to feel compelled to give, you can give online at redkettletreasurevalley.org. You can see it at the bottom of your screen. You can scroll down on the page, select the community that you would like to give in. It serves for the entire Treasure Valley. So if you want to support Boise, the Nampa or Caldwell area, your money stays local in that community. So every penny, every dollar given at a Red Kettle in Boise stays right here in Boise. It doesn't go anywhere else. So it goes right back in. And the Salvation Army works really hard to be transparent, and 88 cents of every dollar given goes back directly into programming. So we feel like we're good stewards of the community's donations. And so we can't do the work without you. And if you've already given, thank you so much. Yeah. If it's your time, a penny or an angel tree tag, and if you donated a toy, like, thank you so much from the bottom of our hearts, because we can't do the work without the support of the community.
Well, I just wanted to applaud both of your efforts and your entire staff's efforts. It is a grind to continually help the community day in and day out. And I know there's a feeling of pride and accomplishment, and those success stories are tear-jerking stories sometimes. So I just want to applaud your efforts, both of y'all and your team, for continually doing the most good here in the Treasure Valley.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, both of you. And I look forward to seeing you at an upcoming event. And thanks again for the work that you're doing to enhance our community.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Have a great weekend, you two.